At Thanksgiving dinner, my uncle asked, "So what did you end up doing with all that settlement money from your accident?" I looked up from my plate, confused. "What settlement money?" Uncle Frank's smile faded right away. "From the car accident 5 years ago, when that delivery truck ran the red light and you spent 3 weeks in the hospital." My sister Heather made a strange, choking sound. I turned to her and watched the color drain from her face, leaving her pale under the dining room lights. My stomach dropped. "I never got any settlement money," I said slowly. A cold feeling spread through my chest. "I'm still paying off those hospital bills." Uncle Frank carefully set his wine glass down. "Brianna, the insurance company settled for $127,000. I know because I helped your mom with the paperwork while you were still recovering. You were 17, so it went into a custodial account until you turned 18. I turned to my mom, expecting her to correct him, to laugh it off, to say it was a mistake. She didn't even look at me. She kept cutting her turkey into tiny pieces like it needed her full attention. "Mom?" My voice came out quiet. "I turned 18 5 years ago. Where did the money go?" The silence stretched across the table. I could hear the faint drip of the kitchen tap in the other room. No one moved. "We gave it to Heather," my mom said finally, her voice shaking. "For her education. To help her start her life." For a second, my brain refused to process it. "You gave my money to Heather?" I repeated slowly. "The money from my accident? From my broken bones, my hospital stay, my recovery? You were getting financial aid," Heather said quickly, her voice rising. "You didn't need it as much as I did. I had private university fees and living expenses." I stared at her, really stared this time, like I was seeing her clearly for the first time. "Is that where your car came from?" I asked. "That Audi you bought junior year? The one you said came from your internship?" She stayed silent, but her face gave her away. "The apartment downtown?" I continued. "The study abroad in Paris? The designer clothes you kept posting online?" "We were going to tell you," my mom said weakly. "When?" I shot back, standing so fast my chair scraped loudly against the floor. "When exactly were you planning to tell me you took $127,000 from your own daughter who got hit by a truck?" Everything started to connect in the worst way. While I had been working 40 hours a week at Target and going to community college at night, barely sleeping, living off cheap meals and stress, Heather had been spending my money on her dream life. "I called you crying," I said, my voice shaking now. "I couldn't afford my textbooks and you told me to budget better. I was eating the cheapest food I could find while paying off bills from my own accident." "You were always strong," Heather said, tears running down her face. "You were handling everything." "Handling it?" I repeated, my voice rising. "I had to drop classes because I couldn't afford them. I've been living in a basement apartment with mold because it's all I can pay for. I haven't been to a dentist in 3 years." Uncle Frank was tapping on his phone, his face tightening. $127,000 plus 5 years of interest. Even at a low rate, that's around $145,000 to $150,000. My mom started crying, but I felt nothing looking at her. She had 5 years to tell the truth, 5 years to fix this. "That money was meant to compensate me," I said, my voice steady now. "For the nerve damage in my leg, for the pain, for the nightmares, for the fact I can't run without pain. And you gave it away like it meant nothing." "She's still your sister," my mom said, almost pleading. "No," I said firmly. "She's someone who watched me struggle for 5 years while spending money that wasn't hers. That's not a sister." I walked to the hallway and grabbed my coat. My hands felt steady now, like something had finally settled inside me. "Where are you going?" my mom asked, her voice small. "To a lawyer," I said, turning to Uncle Frank. "You kept the paperwork, right?" He nodded once, his expression serious. "Every document. I'll have it ready for you tomorrow morning."